What it do, everybody? This is Junior Zamrone coming at you from Ukiah, California for another edition of Baseball, Bobbleheads, and Brews. On today's show, we're going to go through a holiday beer review, and we're going to show you a beer that'll help kick off 2021 with a bang. We're also going to check out what kind of gifts the big guy Santa left under the tree. First up, we have a special drinking container made of a bat. Then we also have a special gift from my wife. She gave me a wonderful bobblehead that I've been searching for a while. So let's get to it. Let's bust open some of these presents and see what's under that tree. First thing that was under the tree was a dugout mug from the Thompson Mug Company. It was founded in 2014 by Randall Thompson, who used to be a pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays organization. They have officially licensed every MLB team, so if you don't have one in your bar collection, go out and grab one now. They also do custom ones, so you can get one for your coach or your dad because they make such a good Father's Day gift. Or if there's any other custom things that you'd like to do, they can make it happen as well. I was lucky enough to snag one for my beloved Oakland A's, and it was given to me by my wife. So in 2021, you better believe that I'll have a custom Baseball, Bobblehead, and Brews dugout mug in the near future soon. Now let's get into some brews that Santa left under the tree, and the first one comes from the Brasseur de Belgius in Belgium, and it's called the Le Manus Special Winter Ale. It's billed as a Saison, and it sits in at 8% alcohol by volume. The cool thing about this, and I've been planning for it for a while, is to have a beer that comes in a bottle. So this is pretty cool, but I'm a little bit afraid of the fact that there's a cork. So is this going to be like a wine or maybe even a champagne? So let's see what happens. That wasn't too bad. It says that it's an unfiltered beer that features a malt-forward profile and has a bit of brown sugar. I'm picking up a little bit of like prunes or grape. There's a slight spice note. It could be anything from nutmeg to clove. And just like I thought, it does have a wine feel to it. I'm not sure what it is about these beers from Belgium, and they're really good, but at the same time, they have that little flair for like the dry finish that I would get with a white wine. I think that's a pretty good pour right there, and you could definitely see the sediment that was in it. But there's no head at all. I'm starting to pick up a little bit on an earthy note. So for being a wheat beer and being malt forward, there's a slight bitterness, and I'm not sure if it has hops in the beer, but it's a little, I don't want to say it's refreshing on the palate, it's really light. So there's no big heaviness to it. And I guess it's one of those things that you have to be used to. And for me, it's not a bad beer. It's just one of those things it's missing a little flavor. Like, I can see myself lightly drinking this if I'm eating something that's like poultry or a lean pork. But I need a little tiny bit more flavor, and unfortunately, this beer didn't actually deliver on that. It sort of reminds me of one of the beers that we had in the Oktoberfest edition, and I believe it was a Urweiss from Alinger, and that one wasn't bad either, but nobody really at the bar enjoyed that one. And for me, this is going to be probably, I'd give it a 4 out of 10. It's not something that I'll grab again because it didn't blow me away. And a lot of the time on our show, it comes down to what really, really blows us away is what we normally feature. So a lot of the time when we do these tastings or bar side chats, it's good to come across a beer that sometimes strikes out. The next brew up comes from Anderson Valley Brewing Company out of Boonville, California, a local brewery up here in Ukiah, and it's their Winter Solstice Seasonal Ale. According to the can, it says it's been brewed since 1987. So if you've done it that long, hopefully they keep doing it right. It says that it is a seasonal ale that features Chinook and Northern Brewer hops. It also features 2-row malt and oak flakes. They say that it will have characteristics of toffee, spices, and caramel notes. I'm getting a faint aroma of a regular wheat beer. So it looks like there's going to be back-to-back wheat selections, and it has a very caramel-like color to it. So it could remind me of like a Newcastle, because they're a amber ale. So it could possibly have the same characteristics. Hopefully, because it's a winter beer, we actually pick up some of those spice notes that are normally promised. And when you think of a holiday beer, you think something dark, warm, spice-like, as if you're eating a piece of warm apple pie or really good pecan pie. Wow, that's a really unique, it was a really unique sip. The head was really thick. It seemed like it was carbonated. And I'm not really picking up on toffee. The first thing that pops out to me is actually, I get like a citrus, like almost a blood orange type flavor right off the bat. I'm picking up a little bitterness on the second sip on the back of the palate. And I actually can go back and get another one of those. Now, see, for this, there's a lot of flavor going on. And I'm now starting to pick up that little toffee-like flavor. But more importantly, I pick up a little tiny bit of cinnamon. And I am getting those caramel notes to it. It's not overly sweet, and it's very light. So I guess what I'm missing from these versions of Christmas or holiday selections is that earthiness, the thing that'll warm you up on a cold winter's night. So maybe, yet again, if you drink this beer at a different temperature, and I'm thinking probably about room temperature or maybe even 50 degrees, it'll form a different flavor profile that might give you that warmness in your belly that you're looking for. But for right now, what it is, cold, it's actually quite refreshing. Now, a lot of the time, my brother-in-laws, they actually go up to Boonville, and they like to do the disc golf course up there. So I wonder if they'll be crushing this beer while throwing those discs on the front nine or the back nine. For me, I'll just enjoy this at home while I'm watching, hopefully, an upcoming season of baseball. And I know that the hot stove is being ignited and the San Diego Padres are making quite a lot of waves. But we'll get into that on a different episode. And we're going to enjoy these nice little gifts that Santa has left under the tree. For this one, I'm actually going to give it a 6 out of 10 because it has a lot more flavor. I am picking up, after a couple sips, a lot of bitterness in the back of the palate. So it finishes pretty strong and gives you that hop-forward bite. Ever since I started this show, I've actually acquired a little bit of I'm okay with bitterness. Beforehand, not so much. I didn't really like the bitter aftertaste. And I was ruined by Sierra Nevada's regular pale ale. But maybe, just maybe, I might revisit that one and see if my flavor characteristics on my palate has actually made that beer slightly better. But for right now, this beer, 6 out of 10, and it's setting a good benchmark, hopefully, that our special brew for 2021 will knock right out of the park. And finally, let's ring in 2021 with a special collaboration brew from Hen House Brewing in Santa Rosa, California, plus Pacifica Brewery out of Pacifica, California, and last but not least, Eagle Rock Brewery out of Northeast LA. It's been a 6-year road for all 3 of these breweries because they've been intertwined as they've all got off the ground and running. It is a Weissend IPA, and it sits in at 6.5% alcohol by volume. It features a trifecta of Oregon hops that are Strata, Madeira, and Belma hops. Now they bill it as a celebration of trust and tropicality. It's called Down for My Day Ones. And let's bust this bad boy open and see if it lives up to the mark of being a fruit salad beer. I looked up what Belma hops are, and they say that it has an ambrosial type feel to it. And if you don't know what ambrosia is, it's pretty much like a fruit salad with coconut and whipped cream. So let's see if it lives up to that characteristic. For me, a Weissen beer is yet again the trifecta of wheat beers. And I've actually enjoyed one from Pyramid Brewery. Here's another shout out for them for their Weissen. One of my favorites. And this one has a very frothy, almost hazy-like pour. Has a really thick head, as you can see as it comes up the end of the back barrel. And it sticks around. That's one good thing that I guess I like, is that the head will stick around and add to the aroma of the beer. I am picking up on a little bit of what people call dankness. Now that comes from the Strata hops, and it actually brings a slight cannabis note to the beer without any of, I believe it's the THC. Ooh, wow. Oh. Now, of the three that are here, let me tell you that this is the knockdown winner. This one hit it out the park, and I give it a 9 out of 10. Now, I can't really give it a 10 out of 10 because that's reserved in my heart for the Pyramid Brewery Curveball, because I've grown up basically drinking that beer, and it holds a special place in my heart. However, after a really, really crappy year that 2020 was, plus all the other things that were going on with the pandemic, this is one of the most perfect beers that has come out of the year, and I hope that we usher in a more wonderful year in 2021, because this beer brightens me up. It seriously makes me feel so much better. And I guess that's, what this show is all about. This show is put together to talk about three of the things that I enjoy in my life: baseball, bobblehead, and brews. And this one actually gives me a glimmer of hope that 2021 we can return and watch games live in person. My kids have been hoping and wishing that we can go back and make memories at these games, snag some autographs, snag some bobbleheads, and enjoy some really good ballpark bites. Now, when that happens, you'll see another show come out on our channel all about some wonderful food and probably some even better brews. Now, besides the dankness, I'm picking up a grapefruit vibe, a slight bitterness in the back of the palate, but it fades away quickly and gives way to actually more fruit. I'm picking up slight cantaloupe or honeydew vibes, and it's really refreshing. I can see myself drinking this on opening day, or on my birthday, or on the 4th of July, enjoying the nation's pastime. It just blows me away that brews can bring people together of all walks of life, and at our specific tables or bar sides where we talk about things in life, it just helps out. It makes us feel really, really good. So I want to thank everybody that has been along for this ride so far, and hopefully we take you into the new year with some great hopes, some great brews, some even better bobbleheads, and a lot more baseball talk. So I want to thank everybody out there that has liked, shared, comment, or subscribed to the YouTube channel, and let you know that a lot more things are coming in 2021. So here's to all the old acquaintances and the new acquaintances, and here's to a better 2021. Gift that Santa left under the tree came in the form of a bobblehead. I mean, come on. baseball, bobbleheads, and brews. We got to talk about all three on this holiday review and what was under the tree. This one comes from Bobble Dreams, and it features not baseball, but it actually features Major League Soccer. It's from the San Jose Earthquakes, and it is from a special Earthquake Club that was given out to members of this supporters group. And the beautiful thing about this bobblehead, it is very limited edition because there's a rumor out there or a legend that only 750 of these were produced. You sort of had to sign up for a credit card or pay a little extra money to acquire it. Now, the San Jose Earthquakes got their start in 1996 as the San Jose Clash. However, they had a lot of roots that were intertwined with the North American Soccer League and they're charter members of the MLS. In 1999, they actually rebranded from the Clash and became the Earthquakes once again. They have won 2 MLS Cups in the franchise history in 2001 and 2003. However, sadly, the Earthquakes wound up moving away from San Jose in 2005, becoming the hated Houston Dynamo. After a 3-year hiatus, soccer came back to San Jose, and the Earthquakes were reborn and began play again in 2008. This bobblehead was given away in 2002 and features goaltending sensation Joe Cannon. The bobblehead sits in at 7.5 inches tall, has a base that I believe has a diameter of 2 inches all the way around, and is made of ceramic. It's a nice heavy bobblehead, and the beautiful thing about Bobblehead Dreams or Bobblehead USA is that everything you see here is raised detail. The name, the numbers, the logo, everything is pretty much raised, and the paint on this bobblehead is really well done. Sadly for the Earthquakes, one of their early bobbleheads was a disaster. One of the worst looking bobbleheads that I've ever seen. And good thing for them, they actually got in contact with Bobble Dreams, and I actually believe that Bobble Dreams provided a lot of bobbleheads for the upstart MLS teams and the U.S. national team, because I have a couple bobbleheads of the dual varieties that feature Bobblehead Dreams and comes in for indoor soccer, the U.S. soccer team, and they've all gone through this company. The manufacturing is done, of course, in China, because I don't believe there's a lot of bobblehead manufacturers out here that are producing here in the States. This bobblehead has wonderful paint, and it doesn't really show any signs of wear and tear. There's a couple marks up on the soccer shorts, but this was a used bobblehead. Came to me probably from eBay or maybe even the Earthquakes themselves, but it was found underneath my tree thanks to my wife, because I've been searching high and low for this bobblehead, and to be honest, I felt that it was a white whale, one of those mythical bobbleheads out there that are talked about but rarely seen or even in existence. For example, the Oakland A's had the Fat Boy style Miguel Tejada bobblehead and Jason Giambi bobblehead that was given out in 2001, and the rumor out there is that there is a green jersey Jason Giambi bobblehead that I've never seen, but people out there swear that there's like maybe 5 or 10 in existence. So this one, I'm glad to bring it home on this wonderful Christmas holidays, and it will have its forever home in my trophy and award collection. I'm going to leave a link in the description below hooking you up with the 3 breweries that were featured on today's show. That way you can bring them to your table or a bar side near you. I'm also going to link you up with the San Jose Earthquakes. That way you can look into going to a game if it's allowed. I'm also going to feature the Dugout Mug from the Thompson Mug Company. That way you can find your favorite team or a custom logo of your own. I want to thank everybody that has liked or subscribed to the channel. And we'll see you again in 2021. And we'll see you next time on Baseball, Bobbleheads, and Brews.